I have entered my first Classic Physique bodybuilding show that's coming up in about 10 days from now. And that is why I'm now wearing a long sleeve shirt, because I'm not showing the guns like normal. I'm saving it for, no, really. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt because I'm cold like all the time now. I've realized once you lose a bunch of body fat, you don't have a whole lot of insulation. Like I was going out earlier today, going for a walk, just trying to stay active, burning some calories. It's in the mid 80s. I was getting a little bit of a sweat towards the end, walking for an hour. And I come inside, cool off a little bit, drink a soda, and then like my entire body is cold. Arms, legs, inside. I'm getting under a flannel sheet, warming back up. So side effects that you don't think about when it comes to bodybuilding. So why am I doing a bodybuilding show? Well, this channel is about fitness, staying healthy, losing weight, building muscle, all that type of stuff that you are familiar with that I've been making. But every year I have been taking pictures of my progress to see, how am I looking, how much muscle I put on, how much fat, how do I look compared to last year? Because I always say the best way to gauge your progress is to compare yourself to yourself in the past. And if you take pictures every month, you're not gonna see a big difference. But you get to 6 months to a year, you can see big changes. Because when I went from my first year to the second one, looking in the mirror, I didn't really notice a big difference in myself. But when I saw those pictures, I was like, wow, that's actually a big change. And then you have a log of what you look like, what weights you were at. And I'm really surprised already at how I'm looking. I was decided into this bodybuilding show because I'm getting ready for my upcoming pictures. I usually do them towards the end of May every year, as that was when I happen to do the first ones, when I kind of cut some weight for the first time. And I turned on the camera in the garage and just did some posing to kind of see how I was looking. And I was actually pretty surprised at how lean I was. I was a lot leaner than I was expecting. And I just started looking at various bodybuilding shows and realized there's one about an hour away from me. And it was about a month out at that point, and I was thinking, well, shoot, I'm already pretty lean. And I was looking at the people that competed the previous year, and I said, I think I could beat them right now. So I'm gonna keep going, keep dieting a little more for a few more weeks, see what I can look like, just as a personal challenge to myself. And so now we're 10 days out, and I don't really know what my body fat percentage is. I've never had it tested. When I took this picture a few days ago, I was really surprised at how lean I looked. I mean, let me know down in the comments what you think my body fat percentage is on this picture. But I got abs, but I got veins going like all the way up from the bottom of my abs, like up through my stomach, into my chest, my lats. I was like, holy cow, this is pretty crazy. My quads aren't totally as defined as everything else yet, so I guess I just store most of the rest of my fat in my quads and the glutes, which I guess is a good thing if you're out on the beach and stuff. Most people don't see that. Or if you're a men's physique competitor with the board shorts, which nothing against you guys, but that's just not for me, because with all the work I spend on my legs, I want to show those things. But it is getting harder to get that last little bit. I mean, diet fatigue is really hitting in now. But let me know down in the comments as well if you've competed before and if you have any advice for someone for their first show, because I really don't know what to expect. But with that, I do want to let you know I'm planning on making a whole lot of videos about this, from calorie deficit I've been doing to make sure I maintain as much muscle as possible while still losing fat at a sustainable rate without being too tired, which, I mean, at this point, I'm just feeling hungry all the time. Like, oh, I have a big meal, lower calorie meal. It seems like a lot of food, and as soon as I finish it, I feel just as hungry as when I started eating it. So that kind of bites. But I'll talk about calorie deficits, walking, staying active, training, how I'm doing that as far as how hard I'm pushing, and then deloads, back and forth, all those aspects of training, along with when I'm eating and timing meals to have more energy for all those training sessions. It's interesting planning it once you start really feeling that loss of energy and trying to optimize what you can to make sure you're maintaining as much muscle as possible. This is an NPC show, so I'll talk about NPC process, signing up for it, the outfits you have to wear, what it's like going through your first show, all the poses you have to do, from mandatory poses to posing routines you have to come up with, picking music, all the stuff I've been having to juggle and figure out how to do it, because I'm just pretty much researching on my own. So I want to make in-depth videos on all these topics over the next couple weeks to really help you out with that, going through my peak week each day, what I'm eating, how I'm training, how I'm doing that to drop water and then carb up at the end, getting ready for the show. Because in the morning there's the pre-judging, and normally when I do my pictures, I do the peak week just for fun, really, for myself. It's not something you have to do for that. But now that it's a show, I'm not just taking pictures in the morning and being done. I got to do the pre-judging in the morning, and then it's not for another 8 hours that the finals are later that night. So I gotta figure out the whole process now of not just peaking for that morning session, but also holding that and maybe even getting better towards the night one. We'll look at weight classes, tanning, which I don't think I'm gonna get a tan. I mean, I'm already pretty brown as it is. My quad area is a little bit lighter. I'm going out every day and tanning it just in the sun, but I'm not really into the whole tan thing. And for me, Classic Physique, I just watched Pumping Iron last week, and that's what Classic Physique is, right? We're looking like the classic bodybuilders, and they didn't tan. I mean, they didn't get the fake tans. They were out tanning. They put on some oil, but that's about it. So for me, Classic Physique, you know, let's not do the tanning. Let's make it classic and just natural looking dudes. But that's me. You know, maybe I'll get downgraded because I don't have a tan. I'm not paying them an extra $150 for that. So I'll let you know how that goes as well. But I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff. I've already been putting recipes and whatnot on my Instagram at Camber Fitness, so you can follow me there throughout this process. I'll be posting pretty much daily things there of what I'm going through over the next week and a half as I get ready for the show and what happens at the show. And then the videos on the YouTube channel will trickle out later on. So let me know what you think of the bodybuilding, the Classic Physique, what's going on with that. If it's something you like or if you've competed, let me know your experience. I'm excited to try something new to push myself. It's mentally difficult, definitely getting more irritable. My wife has let me know I've been more moody, and I'm trying to mitigate that by not being a jerk and just trying to put others before myself still. And it's not easy because when you get irritable, you just have a negative attitude. And if you can't control your mind, like, it's one thing to be able to control yourself, to be able to do this and do your body, but if you can't control your mind at the same time, then what's the point? So that's the bigger challenge for me, is trying to not become a jerk just because of food. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you updated. And that's about it. So like, subscribe if you're new, comment with whatever down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one.